Hi, Julia Watts here. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. So today I have a demonstration for you using some of the new Fairy Hugs Mini World stamps. Yeah, these have just been released, and I think there's 38 stamps in the collection, and it's all about making smaller pieces or perhaps making a larger scene but with more characters in. There's really beautiful stamps in there. We're going to start with one of my Distress Oxide Spray backgrounds, and there is a separate video on my channel just showing you how to do that. This has got, I think this is milled lavender, a little bit of tattered rose, and maybe kitsch flamingo on here. I think that's what this one is. It doesn't really matter because, as I said before, lots of the colours work together really well. So we're going into our stamping platform, and I'm going to stamp down here. The idea here is that this piece is going to go in my Tall Slimline Studio Light planner. So we're dealing with 9 inches wide and 4¼ inches in width here. It's just an easy way to store my pieces, and of course you don't have to make anything anywhere near this big. I'm actually starting with this size, but sometimes it's good to just start stamping and then cut down to whatever size you want to go with. So we're going to start first of all by stamping along the bottom here, and we're going to use, we're going to use the new Sunflower stamp here. This is number 380, and we're going to stamp those along the bottom edge. So we're going to do a little bit of masking. So let's start with one perhaps at an angle like so. And this does take a little while, but I think sometimes it can be scary to do some masking, but hopefully I'm going to show you that it's not. So I think we will go with, I have been stamping them in brown, but we'll go with black. So this is your Nocturne Versifying Clair. We're going to do a really good juicy ink pad. Here's my tissue. Very messy stamper. We start down this edge here, give it a good old press, and it's always a good idea to go off the page just a wee bit because it gives a bit of movement. There's number one, and now we're going to stamp again, but we're going to be doing, like I say, doing a little bit of masking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the acetate that it comes on, one of the backing acetates, and I'm going to just pop that on there, because obviously I've got ink on my stamp and I don't want to get ink on my background before I'm ready to actually stamp it. So we grab hold of that and we're going to pop it on the acetate. So we'll have one about there like so, and pick it up onto our platform, and remember to peel away the acetate. And then we're going to obviously ink that and stamp that. Don't need to go right the way down. What colour am I doing here? That'll teach me for having more than one ink pad on my desk. Not tidying up. That would look a bit odd because that's blue. Let's just start that again. Press rewind and let's go for the black. Oh dear, what am I like? See, we all do it. We all make mistakes. At least I didn't stamp it. This one's going here. I'm going to press. Okay, that's number 2. Then we're going to continue along. So again, bring my acetate in. Let's bring it in that way. And grab it here. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll do the masking first and see where we're at. So we'll pop. So this is a piece of Woodware Masket tape. I don't really need the bottom, to be honest, but I've cut it out just in case I do need the bottom at some point. This is going to go over here, and if you cut them so they're slightly inside the line, then when you do overstamp, it doesn't give you a gap, hopefully. So that's going to go on there. These are going to annoy me, these little bits. And I've got another one. So I'm just thinking that if I stamp there now, I'm only going to have half of one there, and I might want more than half of one on that side. So I think we'll start by the masking, doing some masking first of all. I did peel that off. There we go. Okay. Move that out of the way a bit. Right, the stem actually is quite handy because it helps you line up where you want to go, and then bring that in there. So we want to fill in the gaps a bit, so we'll have one of these here, and we'll perhaps have a low one down there like so. Again, pick it up, take away the acetate, and then we'll stamp that one in black because I put the blue away, thankfully. I was inspired by a card that I saw Xiumin from the Fairy Hugs design team, and she did a row of sunflowers, and I thought it looked absolutely wonderful, so I thought we'd do that as well. So let's take another one on this side. Where's my acetate? There it is. And we'll overlap here, because you don't have to have just the you know, just alternate it. See, that fits in really well, doesn't it? Masks are great, so I don't need that, but I do need the stamp. So let's go lower again. If I do it there, then I can get another part of one there, but I'm overlapping a bit. That's good. Happy with that. Pick that up. I mean, you can clean the acetate off. Just use some stamp cleaning solution. So I need that there, and I'm gonna. Thinking and speaking sometimes it doesn't work well for me. So pick that one up. Like my mess as usual. Okay, then we can bring in our other mask, or we can just use this one. Let's just use this one. Let's take this off. This is just a beautiful stamp, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. So let's see. I'm trying to struggle which bit it is, because it's, there we go, it's that one, isn't it? Because I've not got my stem to line it up with. That's where it goes. Pop that there. And we're going to have to move this along a bit, because obviously we're going to go off the page a wee bit. And acetate, which we clean off at some point. Let's put it there like so. So we're just making like a little platform for our little creatures to stand on. Okay, let's put that down there. Let's try and straighten it up a bit. Remove the acetate and stamp again, and then there's our row of sunflowers all Fairy Hug stamps are manufactured in the USA, and they are high grade photopolymer clear stamps. They will last you a lifetime, providing you kind of look after them. And looking after them isn't a hardship really. You just kind of, I keep them in my wallet that it comes with the carrier sheets, and you can see I don't really clean them because I'm very lazy. You do need to remember though, if you're using darker colours to stamp with and then you want to go with a lighter colour on top, if you haven't actually cleaned them, then gradually the dark colour is going to come off onto your light stamped images. And so instead of say having yellow, you'd have like a browny colour coming out. So just bear that in mind. Actually, I'll just put that to one side and I'll clean that acetate in a minute. Okay, so now obviously we can keep our masks. I tend to put them back on the carrier sheet, and we can use them again and again and again. Let's just put that to one side there. Okay, so there's our little border that we're working on with our sunflowers. So I may have had, maybe I should have done that one first and done that one behind. It doesn't really matter. It's always a learning curve, isn't it? You just kind of go with whatever you want to at the time. Right, so let's build this scene up. So we've got quite a few new fairies. We've got Camilla, or yeah, Camilla. There's no R, is there? Let me have a look. No, Camilla. I haven't stamped her before. And she's going to just sit. She's going to be sitting, perhaps. Let's have her sitting down a bit on there, like so. Ooh, moved her. I don't want her floating, I want her sitting. So she's going to go there. We might as well stamp a couple while we're at it. And we've got Maudibella here, one of our flying fairies. And she's going to be coming in over here. Like so. Let's put that magnet over there. It doesn't want to be on the edge because of the platform. It doesn't want to be on the edge. Let's go up there then, because I want her to be right on the edge like that, coming in. And yeah, let's just do those two for now. Pick those up. Good old inking. When you stamp some new, you might find that occasionally the ink, even if it's VersaFine Clear, will sometimes pool. That's because there'll be some manufacturing residue left on the stamp, and all you need to do is just clean your stamp and go again, and it'll be absolutely fine. It's only on your first stamping. Sometimes as well, when you do your first stamping, you'll find that it's a little bit, the stamp is a bit stickier. And so when you come to lift it up, sometimes it does pull the card with it. But we're good there. I'm going to go again with some more ink so they're nice and dark. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. And my fairies. And then we're going to add some other creatures as well. So we're going to have, we've got these mini cats, which are just absolutely wonderful. There is a bigger cat called Ed, and there's one called Nala as well. And these are playful little kitties. So I'm thinking that perhaps Carmela is actually playing with the kitten, maybe. She's actually a bit lower than I'd liked. Let's have him there, because he's going to be nice and solid. Let's have him there and we'll see what he looks like. And then I'm also thinking that we'll have one of the other kitties Let's see what else we've got actually. Let's see. I might go for something else. Let's see. Could go for one of the little rabbits. I like the little rabbits. But then I want to use another kitty, you see, standing up there. Decisions. Let's go with the kitties. Let's go with what we wanted to do first of all. Obviously, you can see the hares will work. We've also got some beavers as well. So let's go for the little kitty here. Okay. And let's go for this other one here. I do want to make sure I can get my sentiment in as well. I'm going for your wings. The difference between fairies and your wings is that your wings are hidden in your heart. Oh, really sweet. So I'm wondering whether to have, so the sentiment I can get in there, or I can bring it up here a bit, and I can have this kitty perhaps down here, so they're not too close to each other. So let's do that. But he needs to be, let's have him there, so he's actually on something. So let's get the kitties on first, and then we can pop our sentiment on. Make sure I'm up in the corner. So this is evolving as I'm going. I've got a plan, but obviously plans change. So I haven't made one of these cards up already. I'm doing it live, so to speak, so that you can see the process. And of course, if you have all of the stamps, then that sometimes makes it a little bit worse because you've almost got too much choice. It is nice though, having all of the stamps. And then of course you can use previous releases as well. There's lots of stamps from previous releases that are going to work. Okay, so let's just, I quite like that. It makes such a difference when you get that black ink on them. In fact, sometimes I like my I do like my stamps to be dirty because I can see exactly where I'm putting them. Obviously, you've got the acetate for that, which really helps as well. Okay. There we go. There's our kitties. They look really cute. Really cute. We could even have one coming in from behind here if we wanted to, but that might be kitty overdose. I do love my kitties. There aren't any little dogs in this release though. There's little foxes, there's little deers, there's little, they call them badgers, but I think they look more like beavers. There's lots and lots of different things. So let's get the sentiment in where we wanted it. Let's have it just there because we can have him playing with something there as well. Let's have it down a bit, and then we can maybe bring some foliage around the top as well. Let's see if I've got it straight. Oops. Moved it. It's very hard to see it straight when you've got a camera in the way. Let's go with that. So I'm only using black so far on this. Just we'll ignore the fact that I did ink the stamp in blue briefly. There we go. I don't think we need to re-ink that. I have pressed on a little bit too hard there, but because it's a mixed font, you can kind of go away with that. Again, it's getting to know your stamps, because some you don't actually necessarily understand where to press and where not to press until you've actually stamped it once. Right, I've got packets everywhere. Right, so that's my our wings. So I do want to use as well, we've also got these little guys. We've got the little fairy dwellers. We've got condo dwellers and condo dwellers too, but these are more these have got more detail on them than those. They're not quite so silhouette-y, if that's a word. So we could have those. So we could have say, yes, let's do that. Let's not do that. Let's have a little dragonfly. So the little kitty's playing with the dragonfly, perhaps. So let's have one of those. So the little kitty's playing with the dragonfly. Up there like that. And then we could have, say, another little dragonfly just on one of these here, just coming in to land on there. We're going with twos here. Twos aren't good, are they? I don't want that one yet. No, I don't want that one. We maybe stamp one of the other ones twice. Let's have these little girlies. So we could have one just on the sentiment there. We could have one coming into land. Might be too many fairies here. No, don't want that one there. Change my mind. Let's have this one. So I want something over here as well. So let's have that one coming in behind her. And I do want another one. That's that one. So let's see what else we've got here. I quite like her actually. Let's move the dragonfly for a minute. Let's have her. I'm faffing quite a bit here. Let's just stop at that. So let's have one dragonfly and two fairies. And let's see what happens. Let's put those there. Okay. This is the moment of truth to see whether we've mucked it up or not. Don't know why I just went over the cap with my finger. Yeah, they look good. Happy with that. Just do them once, they're only little ones. That's the dragonflies, and that is with the fairies. Then I think what we'll do is, just to finish it off, we'll just add a little bit of foliage around the top. I will colour it in as well, but I won't make you watch me do that. I'll colour it in and then I'll just add the coloured in version at the end. Who knows, I might well add some other bits. I don't think so. I don't think it needs much else. But we want to frame it. Let's frame it with some foliage. So we've got quite a bit of new foliage. You could use the tops of the trees. We've got the mini weeping tree, we've got the mini arch tree, and we've got a mini oak tree as well. So you could use the tops of those. We've also got the woodland florals, and we've got these forest flowers as well. which are rather lovely. I think we're going to go with this one. You can see I've used that one before. This is becoming one of my favourites. So we're going to use that, and we're going to just do that freehand. Put my hands in a block. There we go. So this is Forest Flowers. And I think what we're going to do is, because I think we use that one as well. So I think we want some pinks and purples. So I think the pink is going to be, we're going to use Charming Pink. And we've also got Purple Delight. So I think we'll use that for the foliage. Let's see how that's going to look. Sometimes it's a good idea to just test it off onto some scrap card first of all. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. The other one we could use is Monarch, which is this one. I think I'm going to go with Monarch actually rather than Purple Delight. So now we're just going to frame it. So bringing some foliage in. Try and give it different levels. Maybe some bigger gaps and less gaps, and when you bring in the flowers, you can fill in the gaps. Like so. Then we'll take our flowers and we bring in Charming Pink. Have a look at this, see what this is going to look like. Yep, that's going to be fine. I wouldn't normally take the stamp to an ink pad, but when you're doing repetitive stamping like this, sometimes it's just easier. So let me just fill in some gaps. There we go, happy with that. Tidy up my mess in a minute. So what I would do as well is take, why do I never get the oxides out that I want? I want some Kitsch Flamingo if I can find it. Which I've probably got enough on my dauber thingy. What's it? Take some Kitsch Flamingo and just put some of this around the edge. Or we could go for Villainous Potion, which I might do in a minute as well. Do be careful when you've only just stamped that you don't smudge things with your fingers. Okay, then that will go onto my journal page. Out of the way. That will go onto my journal page, and that will go into my Studio Light Slimline Planner. So I'm just going to sit and colour all these in, and then I'll have you look, let you have a look at what it looks like coloured in. I mean, you can just leave it. You don't have to colour it in if you prefer it black and white. But I'm just going to add a bit of colour so you'll be able to see the difference and decide, you know, which one you prefer. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm all coloured in now. I've used Sentimentally Yours watercolour blending brush pens, and I've just used them direct. I've not done any blending at all. The lovely sunflowers, because they've got all the kind of detail on them, they don't have to be blended if you don't want them to be. And I've just glued it down. I haven't added anything else. I've just kept the colours the same colours as the oxide base. So obviously, you know, if I was going on a yellow background, I'd have yellow sunflowers on there, which I may well do at some point as well. So there we have it, a slimline journal page to go in my Studio Light slimline planner, using some of the new stamps from the Fairy Hugs Mini World Mini World collection, and they are available on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk for shipping to UK addresses right now. And if you're outside the UK, you can buy them at fairyhugs.com. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and comment, and if you're not a subscriber, it'd be great if you did. And thank you for watching.